Welcome to Wall Street Confidential on the Street.com TV. I'm Farnoosh Torabi. Here's James Altucher, who is filling in for Jim Cramer today. Hi, James.
How you doing?
How you doing? Well,
good.
I have to say I'm a little disappointed with the Paris Hilton index. I feel like, why should we, as reporters in the financial world, be jumping on this media bandwagon about her jail problems and, just the overall hype that's surrounding this so-called celebutante?
It is an interesting thing because it is hype, and clearly Paris Hilton is not a role model. Like, you don't want your kids to have a DUI, violation when their license is suspended and then go to jail. Nobody wants that. She's not a role model. That said, she is an important brand. How she's built up that brand, is very interesting. And let's not forget, we're in the financial media world, but the second part of that is we're in the media world. Mm-hmm. So you look at the New York Post, which is, I think, the only newspaper in the top 10 circulation newspapers that's actually increasing their circulation year over year. And how are they doing it? Well, the past 10 out of 11 days, Paris Hilton has been on the cover. So, and let's not forget too, and they're usually trashing her actually, but let's not forget also, they also make her show, The Simple Life. So they have a lot of different relationships with her, and their stock is affected by this activity. So that's why, News Corp is on the Paris Hilton Index. The other thing is, one of the stocks we mentioned on the Paris Hilton Index is Parlux Fragrances, P-A-R-L. They just announced a deal this morning to do a perfume line with Jessica Simpson. They do Paris's perfume line. Their stock's up 8% today. So anybody who paid attention to that index yesterday and bought some of the stocks would be up huge. And the market's down right now as we're talking about it. So it hasn't been bad even from an investing point of view.
Well, I get the connection. I mean, I understand that these companies are tied to Miss Hilton. But to make the jump and say that a stock is a sell or a buy based on Paris as a brand seems like you can't really do that.
You're absolutely right. The article a little bit was tongue-in-cheek, and I hope most people took it that way. Like, clearly, Time Warner's not a buy because TMZ.com, which is owned by Time Warner, reports on Paris Hilton. There's a lot of other good things about Time Warner. Similarly, CBS, which publishes her book, Confessions of an Heiress, that's not a buy just because she's out of jail. Like, thank God we could now buy CBS. So there's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek, but I think it does, point out that a brand like this is involved with a lot of different companies, and it's just interesting to look at. I'm an enthusiast in general of stocks and of media, and to see it tied together in such an unusual brand like Paris Hilton was interesting to me enough to assign the writing of it. It was somebody working for Stock Picker who wrote the article.
More sophisticated than the average Post article you might read on Paris Hilton.
Maybe, but I'm a big fan of Page 6 and the New York Post. So, I actually think the New York Post business section does end up breaking a lot of news.
They do. They're very good at that.
And, I think the Metro editor of the New York Post, who used to be the business editor there, is a former Street.com editor. So a lot of what the Post does.
It's no coincidence then that their content's good. All right. Thanks so much, James Altucher, for breaking down the Paris Hilton Index. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
You're watching the Street.com TV. This has been Wall Street Confidential. Stay with us.